evening, you're watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. New discoveries are found in an archaeological site east of Jebel al-Medmar in the Wilaya of Adam, which went back 2,600 years. The Sultanate's trade balance registered a surplus of 2,051.1 million Omani riyals during 2015. And more than 90% of vehicle drivers are satisfied about the traffic situation on roads and performance of bodies concerned about traffic safety. Those were the headlines, and now for the news in detail. New discoveries are found in an archaeological site east of Jebel al-Medmar in the Wilaya of Adam at the Governorate of Dakhliya, which went back 2,600 years. The Ministry of Heritage and Culture announced that the discoveries were a complex of 4 buildings, which were isolated in the desert and established at the edge of Jebel al-Medmar and near a road of Wadi Helfain. The collectibles found included 2 quivers with a number of medium-sized arrows, which were used on ritual and social occasions, in addition to use them as a decorative piece. These will be showcased at the National Museum along with other rare items. It is also worth mentioning that the exploration at the complex was started last year. The Sultanate's trade balance during the first 9 months of 2015 registered a surplus of 2,051.1 million Omani riyals, a decline by 71.2% compared to the surplus in the corresponding period in 2014, due to the decline in the oil exports. The National Center for Statistics and Information, NCSI, said in its bulletin that the merchandise exports, which includes oil and gas, non-oil exports, and re-export, registered a decline by 33.1% to stay at 10,408 million riyals compared to 15,553.9 billion riyals during the same period in 2014. The bulletin said that the value of commodity imports as of the end of quarter 3 in 2015 stood at 8,356.9 million riyals compared to 8,420.3 million Omani riyals during the same period in 2014, a decline by 0.8% due to the slump in transportation equipment, livestock, and their products imports. The Sultanate's inflation registered a fall of 0.07% in February compared with January figures, while on a year-on-year basis it increased by 0.32%, according to the latest data published by the National Center for Statistics and Information. The food and beverages non-alcoholic set carrying a weight of nearly 24%, led the monthly fall with a slump price of 1.36%, which was slightly offset by rising prices of the housing, water, electricity, gas, and other fuel subset at 0.03%. Meanwhile, clothing and footwear, furnishing, household appliances, and maintenance sets logged a price fall of 0.05% respectively in February compared with January. The prices stabilized in the health, education, and communication sets over the period. The total bank credit of the commercial banks in the Sultanate by the end of December 2015 amounted to about 18,316.4 million Omani riyals, compared to 16,898.4 million riyals during the same period of 2014, which is an increase of 8.4%. The statistical quarterly bulletin issued by the Research and Statistics Department of the Central Bank of Oman said that the personal loan sector obtained 7,333.9 million riyals, 40% of the total bank credit to commercial banks. The construction sector obtained 289.4 million riyals, with 11.4%. The service sector obtained 1,500.8 million riyals, with 8.2%, foiled by the industrial sector at 1,458.1 million Omani riyals, with 8%. 4 out of 5 people in the Sultanate are satisfied or very satisfied about the traffic situation on roads, where 94% were satisfied about the performance of bodies concerned about traffic safety. This was shown by results of the first course for surveys in traffic safety in the Sultanate, which were conducted by the National Center for Statistics and Information. The survey also showed that on average, each person spends 110 minutes on roads daily, 150 for citizens and 75 minutes for expatriates. And the best time for smooth traffic is between 9 in the morning and 1 in the afternoon, while most traffic jams occur between 4 and 10 in the evening. Looking at the reasons for traffic jams in a number of roads, the survey showed that 37% of people blamed the designs of the roads, which could not handle the ever-increasing number of new vehicles, especially at the starting and leaving times of schools and offices. 63% using mobile phones, while driving was the most negligent behavior of drivers. 52% were of the opinion that it was overspeeding, while 45% complained of people not keeping enough space between vehicles. Still to come in our news bulletin, with the participation of 18 fine artists from various countries in the world, Al Ghasham House first cultural activities are launched. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. The Sultanate's pavilion at the Berlin Travel Exchange Exhibition 2016 witnessed a large number of visitors. The fourth day of the exhibition was specified for the public, and hundreds of visitors to the pavilion who got acquainted about the touristic choices and they reviewed the archaeological, historical and entertainment sites, in addition to the touristic landmarks in the Sultanate. The organizers of the pavilion said that many tourists inquired about the touristic potentials and sea cruises in the governorates of Dhofar and Musandam. It is also worth mentioning that the Sultanate recently won the award for the first best favorite Arab touristic destination for German tourists. The Royal Hospital discusses latest developments in peritoneal dialysis in the Sultanate. More details in the following report by Abdullah bin Ahmed Al-Rubai.
The renal department at Royal Hospital organized a workshop related to latest peritoneal dialysis treatment in the Sultanate. The event, of which was attended by senior authority and the Minister of Health and international speaker in the field from American University Beirut, with over 80 specialist healthcare staff representing Sultanate healthcare institutions. The event began with the speech of Dr. Isa As-Salmi, chairperson nephrology disease and kidney transplant in the Sultanate and head of renal department Royal Hospital. He said the objective of this workshop is to give an opportunity to discuss latest information related to treatment, assessment and detecting and reducing the risk of kidney diseases among population. At the same time, the importance of using peritoneal dialysis in various healthcare institutions in the Sultanate. He also noted that the Ministry of Health efforts related to prevention and healthy lifestyles. Then workshop sessions started with a focus on peritoneal dialysis.
The aim of this particular meeting today is to enlighten our population, both citizen and resident, about the role of peritoneal dialysis, as it is one of the main major treatment for end-stage kidney disease. This particular management strategy involves educating the patients and their families how important it is, in particular term of infections, and how to do it properly. Once the patient and their family being educated and learn the methods, then it's easy to carry this treatment at home independent of the doctor and nurses.
I'm honored to be here and to participate in this very special symposium today on peritoneal dialysis in the Sultanate of Oman, and to join my colleagues in presenting some of the information regarding the therapy to improve the care of patients at home that need dialysis for their kidney disease.
Peritoneal dialysis is one of the ways used to remove waste products from a person's blood for those whose kidneys can no longer do the job adequately. Peritoneal dialysis differs from hemodialysis, a more common used blood filtering procedure. With a peritoneal dialysis, one can treat himself at home, at work, or while traveling. During peritoneal dialysis, a cleansing fluid is circulated through a tube catheter inside part of one's abdominal cavity called peritoneal cavity. The fluids absorbed waste products from blood vessels from the abdominal lining peritoneum and then is drawn back out of a person's body and discarded. Abdullah bin Ahmed al-Rabi'i, Sultanate of Oman Television.
Under the supervision of the Ministry of Endowments and Religious Affairs, Zakat or Alms-Giving Fund Committee in the Wilaya of Masana held its annual ceremony. The event was presided over by His Excellency Sheikh Saif bin Mohammed Ash-Shabibi, Minister of Housing. The fund aims to raise awareness among all segments of the society about the significant pillar of Islam. It also seeks to promote social solidarity in the Wilaya. The fund targets all needy and low-income families in the Wilaya of Masana. During the ceremony, the fund launched its new program. It also honored contributors and participants of the fund's work. The 10th traditional shooting competition was concluded in the Wilaya of Ibri at the Governorate of Dahira. It was organized by Arif Shooting Group in the Wilaya. It witnessed a participation from more than 500 shooters from various governorates and wilayas of the Sultanate to stress on their interests in such sports as well as to show their skills in shooting. The participants expressed that such events are considered important in preserving the traditional heritage and this deep-rooted sport, as well as to gather the members of the society. The event was presided over by His Highness Syed Taimur bin Asad bin Tariq Al Saeed, who honored the winners of the first places at the end. More than 100 horses from various governorates of the Sultanate took part in Sohar Traditional Equestrian Festival. The event was organized by Oman Equestrian Federation in cooperation with Sohar Equestrian Committee. It came to embody the care accorded to horses and development of horse rider skills in the Sultanate. Equestrian skills and traditional arts were performed by horse riders. The festival was concluded by Al-Azi Art. Some horse riders were also honored. With the participation of 18 fine artists from various countries in the world, Al-Ghasham House in the Wilaya of Wadi al-Mawal launched its first cultural activities after the house being renovated and developed into an archaeological and cultural landmark. The event was held under the auspice of His Excellency Khalid bin Halal al-Mawali, Chairman of Shura Council. The participating artists embodied their work, the message of peace from the land of peace. The event was also a great chance for them to share experiences. Now for the general weather forecast. Clear skies will prevail over most governorates of the Sultanate with chances of cloud accumulation and scattered rainfall on the Hajar Mountains and its nearby areas. The governorates of Dhofar, Wusta, North and South Sharqiya will witness low clouds and fog late at night and early morning. Winds will be north to northeasterly light on the coastal areas overlooking the Sea of Oman, whilst on the coastal areas of the Arabian Sea it will be southeasterly light to moderate, and on the rest of the governorates it will be light, northwesterly light. Seas will be moderate on the coasts of Musandam and the Arabian Sea with a maximum wave height of 2 meters. The rest of the coast will be slight to moderate with a maximum wave height of 1.5 meters. the Sultanate of Oman Television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. New discoveries are found in an archaeological site east of Jebel al-Medmar in the Wilaya of Adam, which went back 2,600 years. The Sultanate's trade balance registered a surplus of 2,051.1 million Omani rials during 2015. And more than 90% of vehicle drivers are satisfied about the traffic situation on roads and the performance of bodies concerned about traffic safety. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios, it's good night.